Why Amakir? Why not Asta?
Ribbit.
It's a really fascinating part of the Forgotten Realms. Frogs float right up.
Shut up, all of you.
That's the rotting.
This is just so great. You and me, we're gonna have so many good adventures.
Did I wipe your bum too?
Oh man, there's a whole range of sexual uses for Mage Hand that I never previously considered.
Ranger training.
It's like 5 goblins in a horse costume.
Those horses are made of goblins.
Remember that? That was great. Bye.
What? Okay, goodbye.
Welcome back to Dice Shame, episode 53, Horse and Rabbit Stew.
MVP this week is Kimberly Caswell, who found us through our podcast of The Frost Maiden. Thanks for joining us, Kimberly.
Dice Shame has been nominated for an Audioverse Award in the category of New Improvised Production. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who took the time to nominate us. If you have a moment, please vote for Dice Shame as Best New Improvised Production and our own Joe Fallick for Best Player Direction in a New Production. It would mean the world to us. Head to audioverseawards.net/vote to vote. All right, should we do this?
Let's do this.
Let's go.
It's pumpkins outside the grocery store time of year, folks. Ooh. We did our seasonal decor this weekend.
Oh, yes.
I gotta say, there are a few ways to attach a wreath to your door that don't result in a big hole in the door.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I seem to have found one.
You found one.
Oh,
It was an interesting one. It involved a lot of very thin string and glue and
There's
some
no
screws,
glue.
an iron, a glue gun, and the Henry's shirt.
Yeah, well,
That
it's
sounds
there
like a
now
lot
and
of
it's
work.
mostly secure.
Well
It's
done.
like a new spell. That's
sounds like a wreath in and of itself.
Yeah.
That's right. Those are all spell
Hang wreath.
components.
Level 4.
We're looking for good Halloween costume suggestions, by the way. I don't know if you guys have got that stuff planned out already, but
Yeah.
if you have any like 3 people themed,
Horses.
like one of them is a
right.
little boy, and then it's me and Harlan.
Yeah. You and me as like camel humps, and Henry's the camel head.
Oh, we would kill him with our crushing bodies.
Yeah, true.
it sounds cute in theory, though.
I don't know why I keep on thinking of Pokemon.
Oh, that
Catch
could be
Misty
cute.
and Pikachu.
Oh, that's not bad.
I mean, Henry could make a good Squirtle.
Oh,
That's true, too.
Oh, wow.
That's true.
That
Don't
would
go
be
the
pretty
Pikachu
cute,
route.
actually.
That's overdone. It's
Good
oversaturated.
super cute.
You do all 3 evolutions of Squirtle.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
That's
wait.
cute.
Isn't there one with guns on his back?
Yeah.
A Blastoise.
Gun Squirtle?
You can get those across the border.
Blastoise?
Really?
Jeez.
I'll have 2 turtle shell cannons, please.
I mean,
Right
you know,
on.
with the way they sell fireworks, you could probably hook something up.
That's fair. You guys could go as your D&D characters.
Hooah!
Should we play?
Yes, let's play D&D.
Hey, let's play D&D.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Bing, bonk, bonk, boop.
It is the morning of the 2nd of Uktor, the Rotting, which is like the November analog in the Faerun calendar.
That's the rotting.
That's the Rotting for
So
you.
it's Roddy out
People hate
here.
November in D&D.
That's right.
Honestly, I could get behind calling it the rotting.
The
we're-
rotting.
You know,
Everything's dying,
Like-
guys.
When were you born?
12 of the rotting.
It's actually kind of metal, really.
Yeah,
It is pretty
kinda
metal.
badass.
Oh, when were you born? The rotting. I'm fucking born in the rotting.
So many cool. Why can't we have badass names? November.
I think we do. We just
Sounds like an
it's too
accountant.
familiar to us.
Sure.
April.
It's lost its metal edge. Yeah, we open on Red and Bee hunting in the woods together. The sun rises watery and pale over the hills surrounding Calling Horns. The tops of the evergreens catch the light first, while the crush of dried leaves underneath the canopy is still bathed in shadow. We see Red and Bee walking quietly together, bows out but not drawn, held with the careless ease of skillful killers.
It's beautiful out here.
It is. It's so quiet.
You know, I'm glad to be away from that snow.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I think I've shaken off the last bits of my cold. Red has this real sullen demeanor about him. Even the color of his fur seems a little bit darker after losing Asta. And every once in a while, Bee catches him sort of looking off towards the woods as if he's scouting something. But in truth, he's just sort of listlessly looking out between the trees.
Did you want to talk about it?
She was a good friend. And he sort of shakes his head and walks off the path. I imagine there's these sort of wet ferns that he presses down, and he kneels for a second, clears this little path before him. And he casts Minor Illusion, a new cantrip that he's gotten in Icewind Dale. And I'm sure he's told Bee about this, maybe on the way here. And just her neigh kind of sounds out quietly. Not quite a whisper, but not loud enough to, to scare things in the wild.
The sound of her like whicker.
Exactly. And he sort of smiles and then closes his palm once again. I wanted to be very angry last night. I wanted to turn to Kraloth and scream at him. Why Amakir? Why not Asta? And then he turns to Bee and his eyes sort of fall, that anger underneath sort of dissipating. But then I thought of Jack and what he lost in Icewind Dale, watching his friend catch blaze before us. He needed this. He needed this more than me. And he stands up, sort of brushes the rotting off his legs, and he just embraces Bee for a moment.
Yeah, she gives you a big hug, and she whispers into your fur, I'm sure that Kraloth didn't mean anything by it.
No, probably not. And you can tell there's something on his mind. He sort of just lingers for a moment. Bee, it's important to remember that you have to be cautious, always. And he thinks back for a moment of what he saw Kraloth do last night before the trolls approached. The moment where he caught Kraloth going through the bag of holding. And genuinely thought it was something relatively innocuous. But now in the light of the day, with the bizarreness in which Kraloth excused himself from the stables, no smile to Red, no warmth, no talk of I'm sorry or addressing the fact that Asta lay there dead, just leaving, this wheel begins turning behind Red's eyes, the same cold, calculated demeanor he has when he hunts. And he lays a hand on Bee's shoulder and just says, we'll just be careful together.
Of course. Red, you know that I'm really happy to be here with you.
And I'm happy that you are here with us. I never thought I would have someone like you.
And I think you're really teaching me things, too.
I hope so.
I may not be the best student all the time, but I've been taking notes.
Bee.
She pulls out like a little notebook, and it's like, Red's lesson, number 5. And there's just like a drawing of her being like, oh.
I don't know what those squiggly skings are, but listen, you absolutely have been the best student. Take an aim at that. And he sort of like aims her towards a tree, and
she looses an arrow. I rolled a natural 17.
Hey there.
Nice.
Oh,
So-
very natural.
You know, she's proficient, dexterous enough.
in perfect parallel to the first time Red ever tried to shoot a tree, which was episode 1 that he rolled a natural 1 on. He's like, missing sometimes is just as important.
And I think we head back to the tavern, right? So it's still fairly early in the morning. Tamerlane Zoar has got some of the locals from the settlement to take a look at the holes in her place. There's a couple of woodworkers there already taking measurements and discussing how they're going to patch up the stables and things. And we have, Kraloth, Doran, Jack, you're all hanging out in the common room probably, having some breakfast, or what are you up to?
Breakfast. I think Jack's probably got a book on the table, one of the ones that recovered from Nethril, and he's just sort of eating around the book and turning pages and just like fascinated. Hasn't taken his nose out of it since.
It's a very Jack thing to do. Which one are you reading particularly?
I think this morning he is reading the Lost Scrolls of Sabriel, which is written in Elvish, of course, and a scholarly tome analyzes fragments of 8 ancient scrolls left behind by a Sun Elf wizard who taught magic to the Cloud Giants. And so I think every time he's reading this old book, he's like, "Fuck, Zephyros, I bet you didn't know this one." And just thinking
that's
about
awesome.
all of the like ways he's like, "Well, I can't wait till I tell my dad about how much more I know about giant source of magic now."
Jack and his dad issues.
I'm really curious if Jack is one of those people who reveres books such that you wouldn't dog-ear a page, or whether you're like writing notes in the margins.
Oh God,
and,
you
know,
can't. These are antiques. You can't possibly ever get another copy.
There's
of
your
these.
answer.
How could I even ask?
I mean, do
you have book reading gloves?
well,
He uses mage hand to turn the page.
he absolutely uses mage hand. I think
That's
Jack's
great.
soul is still damaged from the time that the treasure box got thrown at him by Chief Grudhog, just because it was an antique and it got broken on his body. Like, that damage hurts him.
So sad.
Not writing in the pages of this book. Oof.
He wakes up at night screaming in a cold sweat.
He does have a notebook nearby taking notes and page numbers, though.
Yeah, and I think Kraloth is sitting there, and Kraloth has eaten most normal people's fill. And as he's kind of chewing on a rind of bacon, he kind of turns over and he's kind of taken by the little stack of books that Jack has there. You've kind of got them laid out. I imagine you weren't sure which one.
Yeah, he's got quite a collection of them. He's carrying a little library around in his backpack,
Yeah.
not quite letting it
Takes
out of
them
his
all
sight.
So stands them up in a row around.
He's
him.
got like a dozen different volumes he's sort of looking through, yeah.
Makes a little book for it. And Kraloth is
Absolutely.
just
So cute.
kind of looking at the spines of these books, just quizzically reading through them.
Doran is sitting and enjoying his morning coffee and his morning cigarette, and he's having a long conversation with his orc splitter, his axe.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
He's got a small pint of like specialty wood oil, and he's oiling up the handle of orc splitter, and he's kind of like polishing the head. Say, what is the biggest orc that you've ever taken down?
Too many to count.
Oh, that was the answer I was looking for. This is just so great. You and me, we're going to have so many good adventures.
Doran feels like the kind of guy who would get stuck chatting to a bot online and just tells him exactly what he wants to hear. And it's like there's sort of responses to what he's saying, but
Just
not
like in
really.
a circle.
Yeah. Because the axe is not terribly intelligent. Like, she's aware of what's going on,
Yeah.
and she knows what's happened to her in the past and stuff, but she's not going to be able to give you like the most sparkling insights that you've ever had.
It's perfect for Doran. The two of them are like just doing exactly back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm like braiding the little piece of leather that hangs off the tail.
I love that
Oh, Doran.
because, you care so much about weapons. Like, she's in really good hands.
And I feel like at some point Red and B enter in, and there's sort of this like physical wash of cold wind that bursts in to just sort of perfectly set the awkwardness. He's holding like two hairs, one in either hand, down by his side, and yeah, it's kind of quiet. He sort of glances at everybody and then sort of looks down to his feet.
And immediately Kraloth stands up. He says, Red, B, come on over. I got food for everybody. Come on, there's plenty here. We got some. I think these are poached eggs, and we got some bacon here, and some scrambled potatoes.
He kind of looks sideways at Red for just half a second to sort of judge his reaction.
Yeah, I was part of B's training. I was going to show her how to cook these hare over the open fire. We're just going to be out front if anyone wants to join. Just come in to do the same thing.
Okay, well, I'd gladly come out and give you some pointers.
No. I want to teach her myself.
Okay.
But you can come.
I understand that. No, it's okay. I'll sit here and I'll keep on reading. You guys have a nice breakfast.
Yeah. And Red like turns around and sort of walks out the door.
And then as the awkward conversation is winding down between Kraloth
Just
and
hangs
and
in the
Red,
air.
yeah, Doran looks at the axe and he says, "Have you ever skinned a rabbit? I could show you how it's done. Here, come on out. You could do the tough work. Oh yeah."
Okay.
And then I proceed to go out.
Kraloth turns to Jack after Doran's walking out with this great axe that he's going to skin a rabbit with. And Kraloth's like,
Yeah.
I got to see this. And he follows him out.
That dwarf lives to skin things.
So as you guys are on your way out, and I guess building a fire on the front lawn of this inn?
Just off the edge of the woods. I feel like this is part of the ranger training that
Sure.
he wants to show. Because it's not just about hunting, but also about trapping and killing and cooking.
It's definitely a small settlement.
I'm going to show her how to make rabbit jerky.
the edge of the forest is right there. So you're there building a fire, and Tamerlane comes on over while you guys are building your fire to cook this brace of rabbits.
We have the permits.
She's like, I just wanted to say again, thank you guys for defending the inn.
Oh, no problem.
We look up. It's like kind of falling apart. There's like,
Spot where the troll had climbed up the side of it.
you're welcome.
If everybody else is going outside, I think he would sort of pack up, make
Like
a careful
Belle
note of
from
where he's
Beauty and the
coming,
Beast.
and
Like walking and reading at the same time.
Mage Hand's holding the book and flipping the pages
Why
in front
not?
of him. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
it
how,
could be Mage Hand floating the book in front of him. Absolutely.
Like,
is.
well, that's how Naxine, the same way Naxine did it.
Classic wizard trick.
Yep.
He's maybe got his own like minor illusion list of like notes he's keeping beside him on the other side, floating.
I love that.
Cool.
Yeah, but he's coming out.
Do they wipe your bum too?
Oh man, there's a whole range of sexual uses for Mage Hand that I never previously considered.
Oh, wow. I never thought about that either until you just said that.
Right?
Oh, the possibilities are endless.
Wizards, am I right?
We're all single, I guess.
Right? Creeps.
For a reason.
I mean, why not?
So why did you choose Mage Hand as a cantrip?
Well, there's this spot right up my...
Every teenage boy's choice for the cantrip. The first one you want to learn.
You know, they say prestidigitation gives you fireworks, but
Only Mage Hand makes me explode.
oh boy.
You watch
Awkward
as Doran sinks the axe into a stump, and one edge of the axe sits upwards towards him as he takes one of the hairs. I'm assuming you give him a hair.
Yeah, I'd give him...
I'm like, oh, I'll do one of these and you guys do the other. And the axe is now, it was very gruff. It still is gruff, but it was a little bit dull. It's now like so sharp. I pluck a hair out from my own head and oh, look how sharp you are.
I feel like when you stick her into a log, it's like, whee!
Yeah. Hold here. And then what you're going to do is, slice right into the skin as you walk.
Well, that's how he does it. This is how I do it. And I like go over to B, like trying to be like, that's you cut around here and you pull it off. And
instead of moving the knife on the rabbit, Doran moves the rabbit on the sharp edge of the
axe.
Anyways, that's all I'm getting at. So he removes the skin. And
So you're heading out to Nuanar's hold today?
I suppose so.
yeah.
I know there's someone who'd beg you a favor if you were heading out that way.
Mm-hmm.
A man named Orthavir. He lives just down there. She points at a little cottage off the ridge. He also runs the Lion Shield Coster. So if you need any shopping done, then...
That's sort of that like franchise pop-up shop, right?
By Kevin Costner.
Right.
She turns to you, Red. I know that you lost your horse last night, and Orthavir would be able to help you out with that as well.
Yeah. My eyes like flick to Kraloth's for a second and then back to her. Yes. Orthavir could help me with a horse. Right. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
There's like an awkward silence among everybody.
But at this point, Orin trundles out of the inn, and he's carrying everyone's bags on his back, and he's like, Master Red, I've got your things.
It's all right. I got most of them here. And I tap the bag of holding, which hasn't left my side since the previous night.
So he's like packed up everyone's bags, and he's
Thanks,
like,
Orin.
Yeah, thanks, Orin. That's really nice of you.
Good job, buddy. Thank you so much for letting us stay here. You're welcome for saving you from the trolls. Sorry your house couldn't be in better condition.
That's all right. It'll be right as rain soon.
So what's Orthavir? What's the favor he wants?
I think he's got something to deliver to Nuanar's hold, and if you're headed that way anyway, then, may as well.
If it's a horse, we're going to kill two birds with one stone.
And Doran hands Red this skinned rabbit and sheaths his axe. He says, I don't see why we couldn't stop and do another favor before we leave town, especially to get you a new horse there, Jack. I'd say you can ride shit fart, but
Red.
she's just a pony.
Emikur's fine.
My horse died, Doran. Let's not worry about it.
Heart's in the right place, though.
How far is this place?
2 days travel.
Sorry, I mean...
Orthavir?
What's just down there?
Orthavir?
Hold it.
She points again. I just pointed.
I'm sorry, I had my eyes on a rabbit. If you walk up to somebody who's skinning a rabbit and ask for their undivided attention, then you should expect them to not know what the fuck you're talking about.
All right. All right.
That's okay, Red. I got the maps for us. Don't worry.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
If you need anything else, let me know. And she wipes her hands on her apron and heads back up.
Kraloth is going to follow her.
Okay.
And when she enters the inn, I see that she's a bit surprised by seeing me
Oh, yes. Hello.
there. And I say, it'll only take a moment. I think we have all our things, but I just wanted to speak with you about last night.
Yes. What do you need?
The matter of the horses.
All right.
Those horses, they the one that died was very special to a friend of mine, and I just want to make sure it gets a proper burial.
Oh, yes. Well, whatever you need.
Thank you. If I can be quite frank, you're lucky that we were here last night. Those trolls would have done some serious destruction, and I am grateful that we were here as well, but I think that the least that you would be able to do is buy us a horse, replace the horse that we lost.
She sort of crosses her arms over her chest and looks hard at you for a second. Master Kraloth, I didn't require payment of you to stay in my inn, did I?
You didn't.
And your being here with these horses, I believe, is what attracted the trolls to be here in the first place. As proprietor of the inn that has sustained all of this damage, I don't have much to my name going forward in the world into the wintertime. So I hope you'll not find me ungrateful if I don't offer you any coin. The best I can do for you is a letter of recommendation, and I hope you'll be satisfied with that.
At the mention of the horses being the potential reason that the trolls attacked in the first place, it's clear that Kraloth hadn't thought of that, and his eyes kind of go wide, and he kind of sputters. He nods that would do. That would do.
You'll have to give me a few moments to find my writing supplies in the rubble, as my room has sustained some damage. She turns around and walks out of the room. And she comes back maybe 2 minutes later with a parchment rolled and sealed, an unfamiliar sigil, some colored wax, and tied with a ribbon. She hands it to you and she says, my reputation doesn't exceed me much beyond calling horns, but you should find this would gain you favor in the neighboring villages as well. Beyond that, I'm not sure what I can do for you.
Well,
good day, Kraloth.
I thank you. And Kraloth leaves with letter of recommendation. Kraloth returns to the group and hands over the letter of recommendation to Doran. And he says, Tamerlane gave this to us and said that it might gain us some favor in the neighboring villages.
Thanks. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you think she'd give us more than just a bloody letter after, we had our horses killed. God. And Doran clearly searches for a spot where he can put this letter where it won't get damaged.
Soaked in blood.
It very much will be damaged.
I've got a bag. Doran, I've got a case over here. I could put it in.
It's already stained somehow.
Yeah. You don't mind, Kraloth, do you?
That map case we put together for you, Doran, if you actually tuck the letters in the fold here, they stay in one piece, no creases. It's perfect. It's actually what it's made for.
Oh, that's very nice of Tamlin to let us stay here as he tucks the...
Doran, the Lion Shield costumes over here. Let's go.
All right, I'm coming.
So I think B and I, being on our feet, sort of go as the crow flies down the ridge and say, we'll meet you there, guys, and head off.
Ranger training.
Mm-hmm.
Whee! It's sliding down.
Who's Oren been riding with?
Doran.
It's Doran and Oren on Shitfart.
I mean, that's a talk show I got to listen to.
Classic.
Come on, Oren.
So we all go to Orthavir's. It's this little cottage, very unremarkable. It does have the crest of Lion Shield Coster on the front door, but apart from that, it's a little bigger than most of the other cottages, but not by much. There are 2 horses stabled around back.
Mm-hmm. Hello, horsies. And I sort of take a look-see at both of them. And I assume the others sort of arrive at the same time?
Yeah, we're about the same time.
And is Orthavir kind of out and about, or is he inside?
Yeah, Orthavir is outside sweeping the ground.
Wake up! Stop sweeping!
Good day to you.
Oh, hello there. Hi.
Hi, we are travelers, adventurers, and I need to buy a horse.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, these aren't really for sale.
No, we're headed to Noner's Hold, and you have a package to deliver there, is what I think we were told.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Wonderful. I have a package. Hold on. When are you leaving now? Are you leaving now?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yes. Okay. Stay right there.
Momentarily.
He goes inside quickly, and you hear the sound of some struggling from inside, and he sort of hauls out this crate. It's marked with the Lion Shield Coster emblem, and there's some like rattling from inside. It looks like it's a little bit heavy, and he's like, yeah, thank you guys so much. This is awesome. Okay, I'm so sorry. I thought that you just wanted to like buy a horse, and I don't really do that, but if you're delivering to Nuanar's Hold, you can have a horse.
I can have a horse.
One of the whichever horse you want. This one's nice. This horse's name is Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
Hey, that's Bruce.
Oh, Bruce is fun. What's your name?
Me?
The other one.
Oh, this is Snowdrop.
Oh, hello, Snowdrop. Oh, I like both. What do you think, B? Wait, I guess B, you should have a horse too. Can we buy the other one?
You're going to Noanar's Hold right now and taking this for me. So, you know what? Take both of my horses. I don't need them.
Are these horses cursed?
No.
Can I roll insight on this guy?
Sure.
This is way too forthcoming with a natural one.
For shame.
This guy's the best. Let's take these horses.
You think that they're
Get
trying
rid
to
of it.
rip you off?
You think that he has a disease where he makes horses from his own body.
Come on, it's
know
winter.
what you
Where's he going?
got.
He doesn't want to feed a horse all winter. Do you know how expensive that is? He's happy to get rid of him.
I mean, that's pretty good rationale.
But is that what a one gives me?
The one gives you don't know what this guy's deal is, but he sure is friendly.
I don't know what your deal is, but you sure are friendly. Why don't you take Snowball, B?
Snowdrop.
Whatever.
Yes, she seems lovely.
Kraloth gets off Glyn and walks over to this box, and he kind of taps it with his toe and says, so what exactly are we going to be delivering here?
Yes, that's a very important detail, of course. So these are saddles and bridles, the finest that I could make and source. And you'll be bringing them to Nuanar's Hold, to one Amrath Mulnabar. He's in the keep there. So just bring that to him, and you're done. That's it.
Oh, well, why don't you bring it yourself, if you don't mind me asking?
I am running late on the sale. Couldn't get them out in time. So it's kind of awkward. I don't really want to make the journey. It's 4 days round trip, so...
Okay, well, seeing as we're already going that way,
Yeah!
Fine by me.
Thank you. So, just take the horses and go.
Yeah.
Can I look at the horse? Can I do like an insight or an animal handling or something to see if they're like diseased?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
It's like 5 goblins in a horse costume.
those horses are made of goblins.
I love how like we got like these really untrustworthy people.
A 2.
Oh, wow.
What dice is this?
I
Hey,
should be
this
doing
is
these
Tomb
rolls.
Tapper, and you know what? Tomb Tapper is done. I'm
Shame.
For
shamed.
shame.
Over a couple of
That's
You rolled
it.
a natural 1 and a natural 2, and frankly, I hit the Tomb Tapper once out of like the 4 times I attacked.
Yeah, we're
so
done.
true.
That
That's
guy's
it.
done.
Dice jail.
Fair enough.
I am
Done.
going to
Fair
get
enough.
a new
Shamed.
die,
Shame.
and I am going to name this one Megan Shepherdson after our new
Oh.
great old one Patreon supporter.
you,
Megan
Megan.
Shepherd's son.
No pressure.
Don't you roll no ones.
But if you don't roll well,
Don't you roll no ones, Megan Shepherd's.
you will go in the
You
jar.
don't want to be in there.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll take this one. B, why don't you take Snowdrop there, and I'll take Bruce. Is your name Bruce? And I spend a minute with my primeval awareness and just sort of try to read the feelings of this creature. And he leans back after a minute and he goes, "Your name is Truce. Truce Stephen. This is True Stephen, guys. The truest Stephen. Come on." And he starts leading him out of the path. "Guys, I want you to introduce you to Truce. True Stephen. And he's going to be our companion for a while. And I imagine he's this black horse. Like jet
He's
black.
really tall.
He's got this odd thing in his knee. He's got like a white dot on his knee, like a white patch of hair on his knee.
Yeah, I
Cool.
picture
Yeah,
that too. That's
Snowdrop is like pretty much like pure white, except her mane is kind of gray.
funny. This is in a crate here. Is there a way to just like strap it up to the horses, no problem.
Yeah, there's like a little cart that he gives you guys that's like one crate big.
Perfect.
Okay, guys, we're losing light here. I really don't want to be riding at night. You remember what happened last time we rode at night? I got lost in a blizzard.
Yeah,
Come
that
on.
was funny.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember
That's
that?
true.
And I like turned to the owner, this dude. I'm like, remember that? That was great. Bye.
What? Okay, goodbye.
And we ride off
Don't
with
come
our
back.
clearly sabotaged horses that are going to explode when I turn.
I think it's the
Baneling
package.
horses.
What? Who's holding the package?
Mage hand?
Probably Bruce. Bruce is like used to the cart that Orthavir hooked up.
Who? Oh, Truce.
True, Stephen.
Truce, Stephen.
So right, Truce. You're a good boy. We're going to get to know each other. My old horse, Asta, was my favorite.
Oh.
Gonna ride alone for a while. Thanks, back.
So, the Evermore Way is a gravel and dirt wagon trail that travels mostly in an east-west orientation. It cuts through a strip of grassland between the high forest to the south and the Evermoors to the north. So you guys are all traveling east, sort of northeast, but mostly east. And as you travel, though the Evermoors don't butt up directly to the Evermore Way, you can still smell them now. Especially as the sun gets higher in the sky as the day wears on. You can smell this like acrid, boggy smell. And fog-shrouded hills mark the start of the moorland, beyond which who knows what may lie.
Did you say frog shouted
Yep.
hills?
I did. Frog-shrouded hills.
It's a really fascinating part of the Forgotten Realms geology is sometimes the frogs float right up and you've got a
Shut
soupy
up, all
wor-
of you.
There's so much freaking frogs. They're just
It's soupy with frogs. Yeah, it's where that, you put the frog in hot water saying comes
All
from.
right,
the
roll
Forgotten
for
Realms.
initiative.
Dun 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 dun. Frog cloud.
No! Frogs. The end.
I know that Kraloth has quite the high passive perception, and I also assume that Red is doing some scouting up ahead of the party. So
Yeah. With
both of you,
Truce.
See an ambush.
maybe Red, you spot the glint of metal off the path to the north.
Hold up. Glint of metal.
And Kraloth, you hear the cawing of crows on the wind.
Some crows as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Crows as well. I said it at the same time as him. I heard it.
Glint of metal. I mean, that's very important.
Doran jumps off his horse and grabs Shitfart by the rein and kind of goes off to the side of the path.
Okay.
Yeah, Jack gets down and leads Emekir next to Doran.
Yeah, let's all do that. We got to be
Let's go this
smart
on
about
foot.
this.
Oh, Kieran, why don't you go take a look over there?
Fine.
Thanks, Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran takes flight as a raven and circles overhead to the north some distance and then flies back and lands in front of you, Jack, hopping. And you hear the imp's voice in your head.
It's a scene of battle. Blood soaked.
Is it still happening now?
Do you hear battle?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
No.
This is the first instance that I feel like there's a bubble. Not like a accusation, but something like, that seems a bit weird.
Yeah.
The relationship between Kieran and Jack is very different.
I remember Kieran like curling up in your lap and
Yeah.
being affectionate towards you. You've never once seen this raven like be... I mean, it'll ride on Jack's shoulder, but it's never like affectionately picking through his hair and preening him the way that you might have seen Kieran do.
And I do genuinely think that Red, it doesn't even say anything about it, but this is the first instance that when this raven returned and the way Jack's talking to it, sort of like cautiously, like, oh, can you maybe go check that out a little bit? It just felt weird. And maybe even Red and Doran just share a quick look to each other, not really knowing what they're feeling, but just feeling something.
Yeah. Sort of like did you see that too? Did you?
And then we shrug it off.
Mm-hmm.
There's a battleground up ahead.
So do you guys head forward to check it out or?
Yeah, let's tie up the horses and go in on foot.
And I'm going to just spend a minute and do my primeval awareness to see if I can detect any humanoids within a 5-mile radius. Do I sense any in the direction that we would be heading?
No, there are no humanoids within the immediate area.
Perfect. And then I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace and suggest that we approach stealthily and on foot.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone roll some stealth checks, please.
Stealthing it up.
Stealth.
Come on, Megan.
Stealthing it up. What you gonna get for that stuff?
I've got my
check?
new Icewind die.
Oh, so pretty.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's like
beautiful. Yeah, what'd you guys roll?
I rolled a 3. Bad job, Megan. That's a 19 for me.
28.
I got a 15.
22.
So the four of you creep silently northward into the hills before the marshland. And you come upon this blood-soaked field. There are tall grasses here, flattened, and the soil marred with evidence of a great battle. I'm picturing, like, the Lord of the Rings, Aragorn coming upon, like, the Uruk-hai. It's like seeing the hobbits. Like, all the...
upon a blood-soaked field.
It's my favorite Christmas carol.
I think you mean the rotting carols. What we have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Carol's good.
There are corpses that litter the ground here and there, obviously felled by violence.
What kind of corpses?
Well, that's a great question. There are 18 humanoid corpses overall, and the corpses of 2 fire giants. Their corpses are being picked at by carrion birds, these crows that you heard, Kraloth, and a couple of wolves who have not yet detected your presence. They're tearing at flesh on the bodies. They're stripped of flesh, mostly, and buzzing with flies, crawling with maggots. These bodies have clearly been here for a little while.
Wow. How far across is this battlefield, roughly?
I mean, you haven't really walked the perimeter, but it's definitely more than 100 meters wide.
Hey, Red, grab the rod of the Vanundad quick.
Okay. And somehow, while sneaking, I pull this massive rod out. Yeah, I do.
Mage hand.
Pull out my massive rod with mage hand.
That's perfect. It's
And
It just flops out of your bag.
yeah, and let's see if there's any adamantine in the foreseeable area.
the way he uses this thing, it should be called Rob of the Vanundad.
You know?
It's good and bad at the same time.
It's brilliant.
So bad.
Yeah.
You do not detect any adamantine objects within 10 miles.
While they're doing their rod thing, Kraloth's going to cast Eyes of the Grave just to see if any of these corpses are more than just corpses.
No. They are all mundane dead people and giants.
Cool. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just those wolves that we have to worry about.
There's only 2 of them.
Do they look thin or?
No, they're thick-ass wolves.
Yeah, they've been eating.
These wolves are clearly interested in scavenging what flesh they can from the bones. They're both on top of one of the fire giants. And because you guys are so stealthy, they haven't noticed you.
Right. I think we would probably just scare them off, Dorn.
Absolutely. Get out of here. Go. Scoot.
Yeah, at that, the wolves lift their like grisly heads that are red with blood and they eye you, and then they sort of hop down off the bodies and lope away into the grassland.
Oh, good. I was like, what did you do?
And they attack!
Yeah.
Trouble. Make it double.
Kraloth begins walking across the field towards these fire giants, and he's like, oh, this is going to need a pretty big hole.
Oh, I got you. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Red stands up next to Dorn, and the two of us sort of behind. And look at all this carnage.
Yeah.
Hey, Red, why don't you and Doran take a look at those corpses there, and we'll start burying the humanoids.
Sure. And I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
And just sort of walk around and do a sweep of the area before burying any corpse.
These bodies are missing their valuables and their clothing, as well as their flesh and their vitality.
Yeah,
They have been pillaged, stripped bare, by whom you're not sure or when.
Those wolves. Damn wolves pillaging.
Yeah, you noticed when the wolves ran away that they're carrying sacks of gold and trinkets. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Dorn, help me with this. And we drag some bodies.
Yeah. I'd like to kind of roll a perception maybe
Yeah, please.
with a 14.
Yeah, underneath one of the corpses that you pick up, you find a piece of carved wooden jewelry.
Oh, cool. Carved jewelry, he says as he picks it up.
Oh, cool, Doran.
Oh.
It's broken in one place, probably when, this violence happened, but it looks like it probably was once like a necklace.
Neat. Are you going to use that for something?
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of pretty, eh?
I was thinking maybe we should give it to Bee. Make her feel part of the family.
Maybe I'll do that.
It'd mean a lot coming from you, bud.
I'm going to pocket it for right now.
Hey, you know what might be a good little pick-me-up? Check this out. And I'm going to cast Minor Illusion, like 30 feet away.
Ah.
So this undead head starts crawling across the ground, just near Kraloth's feet.
Abomination! We just hear the smacking of a shovel against the ground behind the fire giants. They're not all dead! They're not all dead! Everyone alert!
And Doran and I are like rolling on the ground.
But Kraloth, the dead head, crawls on.
What the hell?
It just like goes right through it. Whoom, whoom.
Oh,
Good times. Kraloth and his craziness.
that was good. That was good.
Damn it, Red!
So I've got the holes ready if you want to lower the bodies in.
Oh, yep. And Kraloth has been moving them over and kind of piling them up next to where Jack was, and he begins pushing them in.
And watch for any of your undead heads as I push more bodies in.
Not funny, Doran. The undead is no laughing matter.
You know what? I just thought of this. This isn't good. It seems like there might be more fire giants on this path.
Yeah. You think we're getting closer to their base?
I don't know.
Kind of like the hill giants had their base of operations.
Who knows?
Well, then let's just keep moving. I think we need to get to our destination as soon as possible.
As we get back to the horses, Kraloth says, "Hey, Oren, hop down for a second. I just want to take a look here." And he pulls off the crate and looks for like an opening mechanism. Is there like a latch or is it locked? Or?
It's like nailed. You'd have to use a crowbar to pry the crate apart. Which I think some of you have crowbars in your adventurer's kit.
I have a crowbar.
You got a crowbar, Doran?
Yeah, of course. And he reaches into his backpack and grabs a crowbar. Here.
I don't know. Something about that guy. I don't really trust him.
You're going to open it up?
And then, I'm going to try to pry it open.
Here, let me help you.
Yeah, thanks, Doran.
Doran, you open the crate to see 5 fine leather saddles, bridles, horse stuff. They're packed in loose straw. They look normal.
Yeah, they look like saddles. But
Maybe they're sabotaged.
Explosive saddles.
I mean, we could.
Flash cut to all of us riding our horses, continuing on, but we're all riding like really nice saddles. And the box is filled with just crap saddles.
you know what? I think maybe we should just try and make this look like it was unopened. And he starts tapping down the staples.
Yeah, you put the lid back on the crate and hammer it back down. You do a pretty good job of disguising the fact that you pried it off in the first place.
I guess he was trustworthy. Huh. Sorry about that, guys.
As you hammer the nails back into the crate and everyone gets ready to hop back up on their horses, you catch a fleeting glimpse of a cloud castle floating a mile or so above the Evermoors. Its 3 towers of gleaming pearl-white stone are only visible for a few moments before the mysterious stronghold disappears behind the overcast skies of the marshland.
A castle on a cloud? Things are miserable, but not that miserable, are they? Thanks again to our Patreon supporters, Adam Fry, Megan Shepherdson, Christopher Ryan Evans, and Merlin. You make this all possible. See you soon!